Hey guys, it's Fern from Make Dogs Your Life here with video number 2, all about working with rescue dogs. In the first video, we talked all about assessing dogs. And if you missed that video, I recommend you go back and check it out. It had some cool information I think you will value. Today, we're talking all about the shelter environment. So let's get right into it. Okay, what is this shelter environment and what are we dealing with for these dogs? Well, we got a lot of physical and psychological effects for the dogs inside that craziness of a shelter. Number one, we're dealing with lack of exercise. These guys don't get out much, so because of that, they are coiled springs of excitement, like this pit bull here. If you have a high-energy dog like this, he's going to be a bit bonkers. There's also a lack of socialization. They don't get much exposure to people, to dogs, to the outside world. So, the more a dog is in a shelter environment, the more that really takes hold of them and become a factor with every interaction with them. There's a lot of mental stimulation that is not there. So they're bored there, and every day a dog is in a shelter, his psychological state is spiraling downward because of that lack of stimulation. So, we want to try to maybe help him with that a little bit. And there's a lot of barrier, frustration, and aggression. This is a lot of cage fighting, and a lot of people see it as just aggression, but that's not always true. It could be just frustration. And a lot of these dogs that are labeled dog aggressive because of this barrier aggression, once you get them out of the kennel and they're out of the shelter environment, they actually do quite well with other dogs. So it's really just a byproduct of the environment. Okay, so now we have this lovely dog we want to take out of the shelter and out of his kennel. How do we do it? Depending upon where you are, it can vary slightly, and I could do a whole video series just on that, so I'm just going to give you some quick tips here. First thing you want to do is kind of take a look at the dog. Even if you've worked with him before, I want to see what is he like today. What is his body language? Look at his body language. See what he's telling you. Then you want to try not to waste too much time when you start to get him out. Once you make the move to get him out of that kennel, don't waste too much time there. Some environments will allow you to wait till he's calm to take him out, but there's going to be some that you don't have the luxury of time to wait, and it's going to be very difficult in all the craziness to get a calm dog. So just get him out of there as quickly as possible. Because taking one dog out makes everyone go crazy. So the sooner you get them out of there, the better. And I recommend using slip leads for both the dogs and the handler's safety. A slip lead, if you're not familiar with, is just one big loop, leash and collar all in one. You can just loop it over his head and get him out of there. A lot of dogs, if they have sensitivities or triggers around people around their collar, you can get bit very easily because they're in that aroused state of mind. They don't really know what they're doing. So I like just taking a slip lead, slipping it right over his head, tightening it up, getting him out, and then if you want, you can even switch him to something else once you get him out of the environment there. Now, once you get him out, what do you do with him? Well, I recommend you let him go for a nice long walk. Walking is one of the most simplest yet powerful things you can do with dogs. And I would do this before you do any play sessions with the dog. If your rescue or shelter is fortunate enough to have an enclosed play area, don't just take him from the kennel to the play area. That is chaos. It's anarchy. We want to provide this dog as much structure as possible and give him a couple of minutes to shake off this crazy shelter environment he was just in. This is a chance to get to know the dog. Again, even if you've worked with him before, this is how you build your relationship. Your odds are you haven't been with him every day. So we want to build a relationship, and the walk is the best way to do that. We provide this structure first, then we can go play. Very important, and the power of the walk is just amazing. The reason this is important is because we have to keep the ultimate goal in mind, and that is to make these dogs more adoptable. Yes, it's nice if you're just coming to exercise them. That is nice. But if you're not working toward the goal of making them more adoptable, you're just babysitting them, and you may do that forever. So I want you to use your time there with that goal in mind. Whenever you go in there, I want you to think, what can I do today to make them more adoptable tomorrow? And something simple like providing that structure and going for that walk can help accomplish that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to talk more specifically about this goal, about the steps you can take while you're with these dogs to make them more adoptable, the things you can do. Until then, if you are interested in, making your passion for dogs a career, I'd love to help you out with that. You can go over to makedogsyourlife.com and get some information. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.